whether be it the break of dusk or crack of dawn.
With every passing day and night,
Every hour, minute, and every second, the clock is forever ticking.
so time to activate,
Motivate
rejuvenate.
and elevate your body and mind is now. Hey everyone, I'm Nicole and you're watching Dove Dermaspa Presents Body and Mind Season 2. Now I don't know about you, but I absolutely live for these crisp early mornings of November. And this season, early to bed and early to rise is going to be my mantra, as I will be your companion on this wonderful fitness sojourn. But I hope that whatever we cover over this series is going to impact both of our lives. They say that teamwork makes the dream work, and I'll be joined by a dancer, a choreographer, and a fitness fanatic. Welcome to the show, Nidhi.
Thank you, Nicole. That was a more than a modest introduction, and I've been following you myself, and the admiration is mutual.
Thank you.
I absolutely cannot wait to explore all these new fitness activities, learn about the new trends, and of course, dance with you a little.
Of course, let's dance.
But let me tell you something, my competitive streak might just come in.
Ooh, so we have that in common. So are you ready to walk the talk?
Let's go.
Okay, so now we're going to go and check out some of the most wonderful cardio that we have in Dubai. So Deepak, walking in here, it's kind of spacious and cinematic. Wouldn't you agree?
experience.
Exactly. So Deepak is the brilliant mastermind behind GFX. And Deepak, I have to tell you that my producer has hyped up the entire space so much that I have really high expectations. Are they going to be met?
All the expectations are going to be met and more.
Okay.
Trust me on this one.
Okay, cool. And tell us a little bit about the concept itself.
Okay, so we are the first studio in the entire Middle East to launch the Trip by Les Mills. It is an immersive indoor cycling experience where you cycle through virtual worlds. And this is a purpose-built cinema that's actually been built for the trip.
Oh.
So, you have a curved screen, which is 3 meters by 10 meters wide. And the projectors and the systems and sound system that we use are the same that you would go to for a movie theater.
Cool.
So
you're fully immersed in the
we're
situation.
completely immersed in the entire experience.
And what kind of trips are already into the system?
So we have 11 trips that we have in the system, and every quarter we get a brand new trip from Les Mills. So you guys are going to experience trip number 11, which we just launched last week, which is going to be the first trip underwater.
Oh my god, that's so
I feel like a mermaid already. That's excellent.
Have you got your snorkels on? You're going to go underwater.
Let's
Totally.
go. So we're going to go and start our cycling class soon, and Deepak is going to join us, so it's time to put our game faces on.
I'm ready, let's do this.
Let's
We're
do
all
this.
ready. Let's do this.
Marcus, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So Marcus is a Les Mills trainer and presenter, and
that's
he
right.
trains people all over the world.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
So Marcus, can we track the performance during the entire session?
Yeah, so we've got a great app from Body Bike where we can track our speed, our watts, how much power we create, also the distance traveled, and most importantly, the calories we've burned.
Wow, so we can definitely know who wins this race now.
Well, I've got my game face on. I do not know
Let's
about
do
you.
this.
Okay,
Let's do
so
this.
anyway, how important is it to be hydrated during a class like this?
So to stay hydrated, it's all about getting the most out of your training. So when you're drinking lots, you can train hard, work hard, and get the most out of your session.
Okay, so I have my RAN Zero, which is sodium-free drinking bottled water, and I think I'm all set to hit the floor
Yeah.
and let's get on this trip, right?
Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's
Yeah.
do this.
So we've just finished our class at the trip here at GFX, and it was amazing, insane, and we survived.
Amazing experience. I felt like I was actually there.
And were there any particular highlights for you during the class?
I think for me, the visuals, especially when we entered the water, it was amazing, and the music is very bumpy.
I like all the uphill battles. I felt like a warrior, Xena warrior princess. It was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So is it okay for people of varying fitness levels to do this class as well?
Definitely for the regular, they can push hard and push even harder each session, but more importantly, it's great for the beginners too. So it's low impact and they can manage their resistance over the week, so it's a great start and introduction to fitness. Yeah.
And Deepak, you wanted to include kids into this entire fitness routine.
Yeah, my daughter is 15. We trip together every Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. It is amazing. It's a father-daughter experience. This is the gamification of fitness. This is the future of where fitness is going. So if you've got a child you want to spend time with, bond with them, it's brilliant to bring them across, do a trip together.
That's really good. And speaking of that, I was really comfortable during the whole class. So even my shoes, by the way, who are by Anta, they're super flexible. They've got like a sock fit and they've got silver nanotechnology, which sounds amazing, which means essentially that it's anti-odor and antibacterial.
Cool stuff.
So yeah, we will always be super fresh in your class if we come here. So guys, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Oh, thank you
Thanks
for
for
being
having
here
us.
and
So much
thank you
fun.
for joining
But
us
wait,
for the trip.
We have to declare a winner.
Yes,
We
we've
have
got
a competition.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So guys, since I am not much of a gentleman, I'm going to declare myself the winner. And
I think
won.
both you girls did exceptionally well. So
We did very
Quite
well,
pushing.
but there's only one winner in life. Yeah, so I won by around 16 calories, which is not a big thing, but I won.
Next time.
next time,
Next
another
time.
battle, another trip.
But for now, see you again.
Bye.
So we just finished our amazing class here at GFX and it was called The Trip. And you literally feel like you're going on a trip because you go through the ocean and you go through mountains and you go uphill, which was my favorite part. And speaking of mountains, coming up we have a saga of an adventurer who has managed to scale almost all summits in our wonderful world.
Set a first record for reaching the Earth's so-called 3 poles. It's an adventure term: the North Pole, the South Pole, and climbing Everest, the 3 extremes of latitude and altitude on the Earth. I set a record for the shortest time anyone had done that in, a little over a year and a half. But the second one we did do for record, that was the longest journey in Arctic history using kites, the longest unsupported, so no resupplies, using kites in the Arctic. We had the longest ever journey, 3,120 kilometers. I climbed Everest in 2006. I walked to the North Pole from Canada all the way to North Pole 2007, and the South Pole all the way from Antarctic coast. We crossed the length of Greenland in 2009, crossed the empty quarter of southern Arabia in 2011, and then I spent a few years on the second highest mountain in the world, K2. Failed in 2013, but summited in 2014. 2015, I was attempting the 5th highest mountain and the 4th highest mountain in the world, but that was abandoned by the Nepal earthquake. So my philosophy really has been one major project every year for the past 12 years. Many people ask me, what's the difference between K2 and Everest? And a lot of people say, I've heard it's sort of, I've heard it's meant to be even harder than Everest. Well, some people call it a different sport even because it's significantly harder. It's far more northerly, the weather's always atrocious, it's steep, you've got to be a technical climber, there's rockfall dangers, avalanche dangers. It's a very, very difficult and risky climb. So I think on mountaineering, yeah, that's been the hardest mountaineering challenge that I've done, and it's generally regarded as the hardest. Of all the things I've done, and I think most people who've done it, the very few in fact, about 130 in 100 years, who've ever walked to the North Pole, and I'm clarifying that's walking from the coast all the way expeditions, not the last degree or flying to the pole itself, but actually all the way from the coast. They're basically 2-month expeditions. That expedition, I believe, and everyone else who's done it, it says it's the hardest journey on the whole planet because it's so utterly, bitterly cold. It went down to -60 Celsius on our trip. You've got melting ice, you've got thin ice, falling ice, you've got this bitter cold, you've got a timeline difference, you've got to pull sleds 10, 12, 14, 15, 18 hours a day, 3 hours sleep a night, always hungry, always tired, always in pain. That has been the hardest journey that I've ever done. My philosophy in life is we really only do have one life. One life on this planet at least, whatever your spiritual beliefs are. So it is really to use it fully. And my philosophy is we've only got one body, we've only got one heart, one kidney, one liver, one organs, and just respect this thing as an absolute sacrosanct. So I look after this thing, and I believe that life itself is really to maximize everything you possibly can in life that there is to be had. Life is for learning, and some people we've all been through hard times and difficult times, and I've been through many, and on the personal life. And you know, I can look back on these things now that the greatest learnings, the greatest gifts comes from the greatest times of desperation. So there's learning in the good times and the successes, and there's real learning in the failures and the heartache.
Hats off to that daredevil adventurer, but it's time for all of us to get our collective breaths back. But on the other side, I'm going to be putting on a chef's hat and cooking up a storm for you. So stay put, and we'll be back soon. Welcome back to Dove Presents Season 2 of Body and Mind from the wonderful showroom by La Cornue Cinematic here in Harare. Now, after that spinning class, which was so intense, I think it's safe to say that I am exhausted and I am starving. And I want to go and eat a really lavish breakfast. But I think that would break my pledge of healthy eating. So what we're going to do on this show is have a theme of where we take an Indian indulgence and make a naughty version into a nice version. So let's go and see what I have in store for breakfast today. So our breakfast is almost ready and it's looking super healthy and super yummy. And to eat this wonderful meal with me, I have a foodie, a chef, a presenter and a blogger. And no, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about the lovely Chef Najood. Welcome to our show, Chef.
Thank you so much for having me, Chef Nicole.
I'm very happy that you're here. So I think we'll drop the chef, we just call each other by actual names. Najood, do you like healthy food?
Absolutely do, absolutely do. I love indulging in food, but I try to make sure that everything that I eat is actually healthy and good for my body.
So what we've done today is take a very well-known and very well-loved dish called chole bhature and apparently try to make it healthy. We hope that we're successful with this because it is quite a beloved dish in India and it's apparently had for breakfast. It's not the healthiest thing to have. Have you had it before?
No, but that's why I'm so excited to try it.
Okay.
And I just want to say, guys, for anybody who's watching, it absolutely smells delicious here.
It does smell very nice.
Amazing.
So I'm just going to start with a little bit of olive oil because I just want to temper my bulgur, so give it a little bit more flavor. So olive oil, garlic, obviously garlic.
Of course.
I think I could eat garlic for breakfast. It's fine. It's good for you.
I'm an Arab. We do that too.
Really?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Then I'm on the right path. So we're just going to add our bulgur now, which is essentially whole wheat. And all I've done is cook this with a little bit of, ooh, there's a big flame. So all I've done is cooked it with a little bit of aromatics and water. And now I'm just going to add things like mint and salt. We need salt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think everyone can make this at home because you can kind of watch your intake. Because when you're eating bhature, which is what you got over there, that's essentially super bad for you. It's just like fried flour. So there's literally no nutrition in that for you. And that is a big problem, I think. And even
this is definitely a healthier version.
This is healthier because it's really good for diabetics. And it's also good for, your fiber content for the day. So you're getting more than you need with about half a cup, which sounds quite excellent, yeah.
And it's actually quite filling. I find the
Why don't you try that and tell us what you think?
Oh, definitely.
So I think our bulgur is almost done, and so is our lovely chole, which has been made super healthy. Just gonna add some mint in here because I like mint.
That looks great with the spinach, actually. I try to incorporate spinach with eggs, with different things, even in my smoothies in the morning or in different dishes, because honestly, it takes like 2 seconds.
Really?
It doesn't take long to add, and the benefits that you get from it are fantastic for your body.
That is true.
It's one filling breakfast between the chickpeas, the bulgur.
And you know what? You can do this for brunch. You can also do this for lunch. In my house, we do this for lunch. Okay, I think we're almost ready. Are you ready, Chef Najood?
Yes.
Do you hand me your plate
so
I can give you some
I can't
bulgur?
wait to try this. That looks
And
so good.
I don't add too much of salt when I do bulgur because I want the person to add their own amount of salt.
Yeah, because I personally don't have much salt, but usually my friends, for example, when they come over
They
and
think
eat,
it's undersalted?
some people prefer a bit more, some people like it as is, so it's everyone's choice.
All right. So also another big thing that Indians kind of forget to do is portion control.
Okay.
So you don't want to eat like a massive amount of carbs, obviously. So what you want to do is kind of focus on your protein. Like over here, I'm just going to serve it in your plate. We're going
Thank
to
you
do family
so
style.
much.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Excellent.
that looks perfect. And it
Okay.
smells incredible.
So the chickpeas, by the way, don't have any cream in them like they normally would if it was an Indian
wow.
restaurant.
Okay.
And we've got coconut milk instead. Because
love
my
that.
heritage is from the south of India.
And we
And
use a lot of coconut
We
milk.
do use a lot of coconut and we like coconut and coconut's good for you. So a little bit of lime.
Thank you.
Tell us what you think.
Should I eat this also with bread or the traditional way, or how would you eat this?
I would eat it with the bulgur.
Ah, okay.
If you want the lime.
Of course, lime.
Of course lime. Lime just
100%.
livens everything up,
100%.
yes?
Okay, awesome. So by putting the bulgur, you have less fried stuff here.
You've got
and
whole
also,
wheat.
Exactly. And then instead of frying so much, then you've cooked this in a slightly healthier way as
Yeah,
well.
I pressure cooked it.
There you go.
So
That's amazing.
It's quicker. I mean, if you're like on the go, you're going to have it faster. More salt? Is it spicy?
No, it's perfect. No, it's perfect.
What do you think
No
about
extra salt. I think the flavors are fantastic. This is definitely something I would eat. I've been definitely incorporating more vegetarian dishes, and I do love Indian spices.
Especially for the summer in Dubai, you kind of
Yeah.
want to have a lighter meal, right?
This really feels like, I was about to say that, you stole my words, but it does feel very light on the stomach.
Yeah.
The bulgur doesn't bother me at all, and it's overall by the end of this, it would be quite filling.
And you can't taste the coconut as much. I think lots of Indians
No.
get scared that the coconut's going to be, overwhelming,
No,
especially
but the
North Indians.
spices, you can taste the spices so much because of the way that you've prepared it.
Okay, so I'm going to blend this, which is your smoothie. Because
Awesome.
instead of the lassi, have you had
Okay.
lassi before?
I have had lassi before, so it's usually yogurt or curd.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And you were telling me earlier that you traditionally have sugar in this.
Traditionally, oh my god, like 100%. If you're Indian, you don't have sugar in that, there's something wrong with you.
So
yeah,
what are you
lots of
doing
sugar.
differently to
No
make it
sugar.
a bit healthier?
So what I do is I buy my bananas really ripe because obviously the sugar content in them like builds up because they're getting so ripe. And there's no sugar, there's just berries. There's strawberries actually.
There is a lot of sugar, but it's so good.
Yeah, but it's
but it's a
cloyingly
lot of-
sweet.
But it's really sweet. I usually
Yeah.
have less sweetness, so I'm curious to try this new thing. Now let's compare.
Let's
Because
compare.
this I can only have maximum a few sips.
Yeah.
Let me see how much I can have of that.
So this would normally be my breakfast for the day, yeah? Just one of these.
Because you have a lot of different things in it anyways that
A lot of different
give you your
components.
vitamins
Yeah.
that you need and minerals.
And there's almond milk, there's no milk in that.
It smells delicious.
So if you want to do like a dairy-free version, you just swap out the, I'm gonna have some because I'm starving as
This
well.
is much easier for me to drink.
And
it's not as
digest.
sweet, it's lighter. Again, it feels better on my stomach. I can move after that. I don't feel like I need to
that's
go
very
sleep.
nice. Yeah. Cheers to that. It was lovely having you. We'll do this again.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me
was
and
so much of
feeding
fun.
me delicious food.
We shall be feeding you some more. So clearly it's been a super long day for me. I've had a spinning class. I even cooked up a storm in the kitchen. So after such a long day, I think that, just after this little break, we're going to have some much needed pampering and relaxation for my body, my mind, and my soul. Welcome back. You're watching Dove Dermaspa Presents Body and Mind Season 2. Now we've checked out the coolest cardio in town and we've even shown you ways to make an indulgent breakfast healthy. But now it's the best time. It's time to get spoilt and pampered here at Jumeirah Zabil Sarai. So let's go.
Welcome to the Tully's Ottoman Spa, Nicole. My name is Michelle.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. I have to compliment you on the interiors of your spa. It is absolutely fantastical to say the least because you feel like you've gone back in time. Everything is dripping in grandeur and You just feel so special walking in over here.
Oh, well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Am I going to be spoiled?
Spoiled is an understatement.
Excellent, cool. So tell us what makes you all so special here at Tallis Ottoman Spa, and what are some of the therapies that are unique to you all?
Okay, well, true to Jumeirah's brand promise of stay different, we offer a wide variety of treatments which are individually exhilarating, but as well individually tailor-made to every possible concern. Absolutely.
Wow.
Every possible concern when it comes to therapy itself.
Okay. And what are some of the special things that you'll do over here therapy-wise?
We have, as I mentioned earlier on, we have so many, but the main signature ones would be the Sultan's massage, which is an oil-based massage with a combination of light stretching. Oh yes.
That sounds so luxurious. It sounds amazing.
Yes.
What else do you all have?
And then we have the world's most luxurious spa treatment, which entails a 24-karat gold facial. Okay.
Really?
Oh yes.
Oh my God, that is, I can't even imagine that. That's fantastic. So what do you suggest for me? Because I'm ready to be spoiled. I've had a hard day, I've worked hard. I'm here to be pampered.
Well, you came to the right place.
Okay.
And first and foremost, I'll call you Sultana because you're going to be that for the day. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to have the Royal Ottoman Hammam.
Oh, okay. And what is the Royal Ottoman Hammam? Can you tell me a little bit, or are you just going to surprise me?
I'm going to surprise you, but I'm just going to give you a little hint.
Okay.
Because you are Sultana.
All right.
And because the Tallis Ottoman Spa signifies the Ottoman architecture and the art, you're going to be pampered.
All right, let's go. I can't wait to start this. Yes?
So we'll start this way, please.
Thank you. Walking into the spa, I was overwhelmed by its Ottoman grandeur and opulence. It was a sensory Turkish delight. Being bathed in the hot water and being gently exfoliated by the reliable therapist completely relaxed my mind. Next, she covered me in an olive oil soap foam, which felt glorious, and the bubbles took me back to my childhood. The massage made me feel like a new person, every knot being undone and relaxed. After the decadent body mask of honey and sesame, my skin felt so supple and moisturized. The whole experience seemed perfectly tailored for the hedonist in me.
Welcome back to reality, Nicole. How was your experience?
Oh, Michelle, I wish I didn't have to return because I want to stay in there forever. It was so luxurious and relaxing and magical.
I'm glad that you had that experience.
Because it's not just the therapy itself, which is, spot on. It's also the interiors. You kind of enjoy just being in the space, which is it's such a large space. So spatially, you just feel relaxed as soon as you walk in.
Oh yes. Well, I'll give you a quick fact on the architecture itself. Did you know that 22 students were flown in from Turkey to actually hand paint the domes, the ceilings and the domes?
Even the marble is so fantastic, and you said it was all Turkish marble as well.
It's all been shipped in from Turkey.
So they're very authentic over here. That's amazing. So Joanne, my therapist, said there were a lot of benefits to the treatment itself. Can you elaborate and tell me some of the benefits?
Okay, well, because your skin has been exfoliated, it helps to encourage cell renewal. Okay. By improving, it also improves your circulation. It enhances your natural complexion. But also the honey mask that was applied in the final stage, that also helps with the healing and rejuvenating of the skin.
Exactly, because honey is naturally healing. Also, can you tell me about this very peculiar thing that we did, which was a snow room? It's literally a room full of snow. How does that help, like complexion and health-wise? Because it was such a shock to the senses.
Oh yes, and that is exactly what it is. Basically, when you've been transported from a temperature of high elevation in the hammam and you go into the snow room, it helps to shock the immune system because of the different levels of temperature, which then enhances your immune system and your well-being.
Wow. And you know, I even felt that I could breathe better after that. It was so amazing to just be in there and come out. Completely amazing experience. Michelle, thank you so much for having us. I will definitely return. I'm sure lots of people return as well. It's amazing.
Well, we thank you for your time and thank you for the journey that you've experienced with us.
It was
and
wonderful.
Just a little quick one before you go.
Ooh.
We'll give you a little gift.
How lovely.
This bracelet is authentically Turkish.
Okay.
And we normally give this at the end of the service. It's called the Nazar Bunju, Mashallah.
Mashallah, okay.
And this symbolizes blessings as well as protection.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate
You're most welcome.
Well, that for me was relaxation beyond measure. And the best part was that it was so beneficial for my hair, for my skin, for my body, and even for my mind. Another product that has been working wonders on skin for ages is obviously Dove. And on this episode, I'm going to give you some wonderful insights on one of their new Derma Spa collections, which is called Goodness. Now, if you're looking for a wonderful skincare product for after a treatment like the one that I just had, well, Derma Spa Goodness helps your skin to replenish as well as makes your skin super smooth. But the best part for me is obviously its fragrance, which is this really eclectic mix of coconut, vanilla and musk. But enough about talking about goodness. It's time now for you to embrace it. Well, that's all the time we have on this episode of Dove Derma Spa Presents Body and Mind Season 2. Make sure you tune in next week when the fun continues. Until then, see you.